So This Is Love by 4 Curious Dad on AO3. Chapter 18, Episode 8, UA's Test. Okay, you can stop now. Principal Nezu interrupted the fight. The both boys turned around. Telling you guys to fight each other in the first place is unfair for both of you. After all, we just wanted to see your potential and limit. It's clear that you are inexperienced. However, each of you have shown your skills enough. Shinzo, you did a good job. It's a good performance. Aizawa-sensei said. He then turned to Todoroki. And you. It's a very strong quirk you have. Good strategy. Revealing your quirk slowly. It was not a strategy, sir. I was being a coward. I let my old self win for a moment and hesitated to use it. And now I'm getting better, to be truly worthy of the hero course. I promise. Whoa, Todoroki. Lift your head up. You did nothing wrong. Being a hero doesn't matter whether worthy or not. The most important thing is you. Aizawa waited for the boys to look up. Todoroki, do you want to be a hero? His words hit Todoroki like a wave, washing away all his worries and insecurities. Yes, sir. I want to be a hero. He said it. It took all his strength to speak out loud of his forgotten dream, and yet it was that easy. He felt like all of his suffering that he had been through and all of the help he had received was prepared for this moment to come, for someone to ask him a simple question like that. Instead of tiredness after a fight, right now he felt more lively than ever. I'd have to say, it's not really our intention to make you two fight, but it's the fastest way to see your skills. Principal Nezu jumped out of Aizawa's scarf and landed on the ground. For Shinzo Hitoshi's case, we see there must be a change in your entrance test for the UA's Heroics course. Therefore, we organized this final fight as a trial to look around for a better alternative option. The principal exclaimed. It made kind of sense. The boys exchanged a look with each other and turned their attention back to him. For me, both of you are qualified in some aspects for a hero course. How about you, Aizawa-sensei? What do you think? Principal, you're the one who's in charge of the big decisions. Yes, but you are in charge of teaching them. Well, tell us, what do you think? Aizawa observed the boys again. One of them he had known and taught for a while, Shinzo Hitoshi. Indeed, the boy had potential, but to be in a hero course, his fighting skill was still too weak. The other one he didn't know much about, Todoroki Shoto. This was their first meeting, but he had heard about him from Enji. Watching his quirk in real life was very different from videos. He agreed, the boy had a strong quirk. But on the contrary to Shinzo, he had a weaker dedication for being a hero, which seemed to be rooted from his past. But that won't be an obstacle for Aizawa, because as a hero, and a teacher, he would give his hands to those who were in need and wanted it. No doubt, these two boys standing in front of him had full potential. They both wanted to be heroes, and they needed his help. I will say both of you have granted your first step to UA's hero course. Shinzo, good job. Todoroki, welcome. The students were stunned. They glanced at each other and back at the teachers. Thank you so much. Shinzo rubbed the nape of his neck and looked away. Todoroki glued his eyes to the floor to hide a smile. Todoroki! A scream from the top of his lung bursted out. Entering the gym was Sero. Behind him was a famous so-called Bakusquad, and yes, 2 problem children in Aizawa's class. Even their class president Tenya Ida and Uraraka were tagged along. Sero rushed to Todoroki's side. I got your message and came here as fast as I can. You fought really great. Really? Have you watched it? Since when? From the beginning to the end. We wanted to enter directly, but we met All Might and he told us to watch from the audience seat first. So we did, and we saw the whole fight. You too, Shinzo. Great fight. Let's end here today. We will go first. See you around, kids. Principal Nezu said. Kids, go home. And Shinzo, remember what I have just told you before. Aizawa glanced at Shinso, got a nod from him, and then followed the principal. The boys were surrounded by some of 1A's class members, except for Bakugo, who was grumpy and purposely stood aside. Kaminari wrapped his arms around Shinso's shoulder and just cheerfully congratulated him with Kirishima, Mina, and Ochako. Midoriya pulled out his notes, mumbling and noting down what he had just witnessed. Tenya Ida shook Shinso and Todoroki's hands, introducing himself as Class 1A's class president. In the middle of this chaos scene, Sero found a moment to talk to Todoroki. Is that why you told me not to come to your school today? This is your secret? Yes. Surprise? Yes, I am. Very surprising. But what happened? Why did you fight with Shinso Itoshi? Yeah, can you explain why? The boy in glasses, Tenya Ida, also heard Sero's question. They wanted to know how strong we were. As you know, I want to transfer to the hero course, and this stranger here seems to have the same objective like mine. Shinso slowly peeked Kaminari's arm away from him. Really, Todoroki? Yes, I changed my mind. I want to be a hero too, like you, Sarah. Of course you can, but what did the teachers tell you? The crowd unconsciously held their breath, nervously waiting for the answer. Only Midoriya's mumbling was being heard. He said yes. What else? That boy has a strong quirk that it isn't a surprise he would get in. I'm the one who still can't believe it. Sero broke the silence. A cheer of joy bursted out. Sero immediately grabbed Todoroki's waist, lifted him up in the air, and spun him around in front of all the witnesses. You did it, Todoroki! You did it! I'm so happy for you! Now we can be classmates and heroes together. Yes, we are. Todoroki smiled brightly. It was really rare for him to smile, which was kind of a blessing for Sero to witness it. He gently put him down, feeling wonderful to see his happy expression. Don't you forget something? Bakugo crashed their celebration. Doesn't he need to finish the written test too? Like, isn't that how you guys enter here too? Oh, yes. The test. Did Aizawa-sensei say anything about it? No. He greeted me at the gate with the principal. Then I got into the battle immediately. Well, this is indeed strange, but don't worry. I'm sure one way or another you could get in. Minoru snapped out of his own world because of the cheers and caught up with their conversation. Your hand is bleeding. Sero took Todoroki's left hand to observe it himself. His palm had a wound from his fingertips, deep into his flesh. Was this when you got away from Shinso's quirk? Yes, my mind in some kind of mist. Suddenly, when he brought up Endeavor, I was so mad I had to wake myself up. And this is the only way I know, and it kind of worked. It must have really hurt. Sero felt hurt too when he saw the wound. He knew it was inevitable, but he had rather Todoroki be safe and sound than being in pain like this. He pulled his hand closer to his mouth and started to blow gently on it. Don't worry, Todoroki, I will blow the pain away for you. Todoroki fully understood that it was not efficient. He got used to being hurt, so he knew the most basic thing to do first was practically disinfect and then treat it. However, seeing Taro so worked up over a small wound and how he carefully nursed it, Todoroki felt strangely satisfied and happy. He didn't even bother to correct Sero, but instead, he enjoyed getting a treatment that he'd never had before. We have Recovery Girl, remember? Let's take him there. Although, I think small cuts like that won't need her to use her quirk. Midori reminded them that the audience was still here, who had just witnessed a rare romantic side of their cheerful and outgoing classmate Sero Hanta. Yes, of course, I will take him to the nurses first. Sero grabbed Todoroki's waist and headed to the nursery. Damn, grabbing the waist? I can't. Also, I know I've been complaining about my job, and I'm still gonna complain every single day because I'm a dramatic bitch, and I don't like working. I don't think anybody does, but today I'm gonna complain, except you guys are gonna hear my complaint, and you're gonna be like, why are you complaining about that? I'm complaining about that because I don't like the attention on me, okay? So I was standing there, it was a work meeting, and my boss was giving out recognitions, and he's like, you know someone we need to really recognize today? Echo! Obviously he said my dead name because Echo is not legally my name, but it is my preferred name, but he doesn't know that because I'm not gonna go through the hassle with that shit. Okay, whatever, I'll be my dead name and, you know, she, her pronouns at work. I don't give a shit, right? It helps me also distinguish work and home, right? Especially since work life, I have to deal with a lot of people saying a bunch of rude shit to me. So when I'm at work, I'm dead name. That's not me. That's dead name. You know, if it was me, like, trust me, honey, you would not be saying that shit to me in my face. Whatever. Moving on. Point taken is, he's like, all right, Echo, let's give it a clap for Echo. And he started, like, you know, saying a bunch of stuff. I'm like, please, shut up, shut up. I know you said that you're gonna do this when you're doing good, bad, whatever. Shout out to people, you know, put you on blast. Don't put me on blast. I know some people like it because they're like, oh, it makes me feel like I'm doing good. I don't give a shit. Don't put me on blast. I don't want that shit. That shit should not be me. Okay, anyways, moving on. I'm sorry, but Sero grabbing him by the waist? That's bold. That's bold. And if it were anybody else, immediately would catch on that it's very much romantic flirting. Of course, Sero is not Sero. Todoroki is not gonna catch on because it's motherfucking Todoroki. Anyways, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.